Good morning. How are we doing, everybody? Speed my treadmill up a little bit. Give us some hype in the chat if you are here. And we shall begin very soon. So, hands up who's watching on YouTube. Hands up who's watching on X, on Twitter. Actually, I can't see the Twitter chat. I should probably start that. I'll figure out how to see the Twitter chat. If you want to chat, then you got to go over onto YouTube. Because yesterday it was working. For some reason today, maybe there's just not any comments yet on X. That might be why. That may be why. Maybe just no comments at all so far. But anyway, Kalechi, welcome. Whimsy Trades, welcome. Cons, Ivalo, Lonesome Dove, Jim. Who else is here? Anybody else? We've got... Well, we got about 40 people in YouTube. And I don't quite know how many on X. It says 75 have viewed it, but I don't know how many are viewing it right now. But yeah, hit the like button. Do all of that kind of stuff. Ethereum just got home. Cool. Where have you been? Anywhere nice? Dog walk? Child walk? School run? Physio? See, that's what I need to do for my stupid shoulders and neck and back. Well, I do it, but just not as much as I should. I always forget. Every Wednesday morning. Yeah, I should probably just like book this stuff in for 10 years. Wow. See, I'm so good at keeping up with the physio for little Luna, the dog, but, but when it comes to myself, terrible. Terrible, terrible. I need to look after myself more, right? Music down a tiny bit. Sure thing. I don't know if music suits these morning streams anyway. I'm trying a different playlist, seeing if it flags, because I like the synthwave playlist. It suits the stream, but I don't know if it works. You only get one vehicle, fam. Yeah, I know. Hey, I do look after myself. I do, but not as much as I should. Or not as much as I could. I could, but I do. So, decent reaction out of the daily FVG and weekly OB. I think we come lower though into that daily gap. Yeah, I mean, we do have a potential low. I'll start the video update and everything in a moment, but just to, well, basically to go over what happened yesterday, I posted this, and for the longest time, right, we had just been continuing to, so within this downtrend, actually, you know what, I'll do this when we get to the stream, but this essentially being the first 4 hour gap on the 4 hour time frame that we flipped and closed. So it's interesting. It is interesting. And I do think that there is potential for this to be maybe not the low that sets us back into bull market mode, because I still do think we could have that long, slow summer that I have spoken about. However, this is kind of interesting. All right, and I did take the longs yesterday. I am in the longs still. And yeah, we'll just see what happens here. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we're not out of the woods yet, especially on Bitcoin. You take things down onto even lower time frames, and we are still downtrending. We haven't come back and made a higher low yet, even within this corrective move. But okay, we're testing back into what we would consider as support. And if we have a look on here, this is the daily open, and we are getting some reaction from that at the moment. Now it's just small, but we are getting a little bit of a reaction from that. If we do lose daily open, I think we need to be considering back down towards this 64, even if it's just that 64,600 area again, because we can still retrace. But if we're holding daily open, it's positive for now. And then we can start targeting previous day open, weekly open, this double top over here, FOMC high, this double top over here, and a few more. Monthly open as well. That is a key level, indeed. This background music has vocals in it, but it's quiet enough so it's not going to be distracting. Does it have vocals in it? Oh, it's some shitty whatever. It's not enough to be distracting. A ton of created liquidity we will be back for. Yes, we absolutely will. And that is liquidity above mainly. So anyway, good morning, GMX intern. Good morning. All right, do we have, if I switch over onto this screen, that works, good. Everything's working. I have stuff loaded up. We have, let's open Velo, let's open the bubbles, let's open the ETF information. LDO looking good, it is. It was very strong yesterday. Yeah, LDO was very strong yesterday, despite everything that was going down. And there's a few altcoins that I think I have more confidence in others, more confidence than others in buying. A few I have very little confidence still in. I still don't think we're going into alt season, but yeah, interesting. How's Nasdaq getting along? Made another new all-time high this morning. Okay, this is why we're seeing maybe slight pullback on BTC. Right, shall we get straight into the Bitcoin update? Is there anything else I need on my chart? Do I need the Woo chart? Let's go over here. Is that too... Okay. Yep, so Woo chart, Coinbase chart, Binance chart, 4 hour, Woo charts for this volume. And then I can probably... Do I want to do another chart that just brings up TPO? Get that loaded in. Yeah, okay, cool. Stick to candles, we'll go back to daily. No, we'll go to 4 hour on here. It's kind of weird doing all of this prep and making sure I've got everything that I want to explain before I record a video, as I'm also doing a live stream. So we're like semi-prepped, but I do need to check everything because the idea is to record everything in one take and then upload it and not have to keep restarting everything because I've forgotten something. But I don't think I've forgotten anything. Yeah, I've not forgotten anything. Let's open this because it doesn't say Woo. Doesn't say. And we can open crypto. Right. Why am I streaming so late? I mean, it's 9:45 in the morning. So yeah. All right. It's 4:45 a.m. there. Jeez, man. Were you here yesterday when it was like 5 a.m.? And I'm curious as to how you go about entering your swing trades. Do you tend to ladder in as price hits your level or wait for a reclaim of SR so you have a clear invalidation? I'll cover that in a little bit. Remind me of that later on. But yeah, let's just get into the charts. So I'm going to pause the music. And we're going to do the video. In 3, 2, 1. Hello traders, welcome to today's Bitcoin cryptocurrency updated. It's Wednesday the 19th of June 2024. Bitcoin has had a little bit of a bounce here. So for the first time, really, we've seen what could be a decent low across the market. I think especially when you look at Ethereum, had a really decent bounce yesterday. However, we're not out of the woods yet. We are still in a, I'm going to stop walking. We are still in this downtrend locally. And yeah, until that changes and until we see some kind of significant strength here, I think that this could continue to go lower. I did say in yesterday's update video that what I am now anticipating is kind of a long, slow, drawn out summer that can keep us within this range for a while. I don't think anymore, because of the damage that has been done over the past couple of weeks with this chart, I'm not really anticipating new all-time highs or like massive pumps again within the next few weeks. However, I do think that this is somewhere where we could start to find some support to climb back up, maybe towards that 66 is only just above. That's still not great. But potentially back up towards 69, 70K again. Maybe we just keep playing out this range for a while. Now, if this is to be a low, it still could get revisited later. We could have a longer correction here. If this doesn't hold, then okay, there is still space below, okay, down here that we have not yet fully resolved. Essentially, there is imbalance down here. This was a big impulse up. It has dipped into this, which is decent. If you look at where our lows were, if you look at where this big gap is on the 4-hour time frame, and it's the same on the daily, we have dipped into it. We have reacted from that. But so far, at least from Bitcoin, okay, remains within this downtrend that could continue until we see this start to shift. And then we start to see that momentum higher again. Now, something I posted yesterday, which was in the Discord for everyone. I don't have the Discord window up on here because my Streamlabs thing broke recently. But essentially, right, what we've been looking at for the last week or so has just been consistent rejection from any imbalance, any gaps that have been created on the chart. Okay, so we can see when we had this CPI, FOMC stuff last week, and then we made another low. All right, we then had this impulse down. Okay, price came back into it, was not able to close above 4-hour time frames. Really nice time frame for all of this. So if you want to look at like what's going on not even high time frames, but a general direction of the market, the 4-hour really is like a great just indicator for where the market is at. And you can see we had rejected here. Okay, we broke down and created another gap. We rejected. We were just continuously like poking above, but not being able to get those closes above. No acceptance back above where these imbalances had formed, and this is where short positions had entered. So we were getting no acceptance there. It was not trapping any short traders. We moved down again. What does that do again here? It creates another gap. And then yesterday we moved down again and it created another gap here. Now, for the first time, we have flipped this into what could be support. So I've changed this gap. And for now, it is a green gap. It is acting as support here. And what I really do not want to see at this stage, if we are going to be searching higher towards those 66K areas, we don't want to see this lost again now. If that is lost, then I do believe that we go back down and we take the lows again. So for now, positive. Okay, I had taken long positions yesterday. I am still holding those because this had flipped. I'm not like compounding any of those positions or anything because we still have downtrend locally. But I'm happy to hold on to these longs that are from like the lows. I did post about this. I tweeted about it yesterday. I did go long. And I'm okay with holding this right now. Now we can see also from a volume point of view, and a volume point of control, that we are coming up into this high volume node. What that corresponds with is we had this order block on the 4 hour here. That shouldn't be green because clearly it's not support. We can make it red. And if you drag that back, okay, you can see where it had previously been trying to act as support on 3 occasions. So we are caught between essentially volume and an abundance of volume here that is going to need volume in which to break through, and a lack of volume that has been flipped with that imbalance, that if it can hold here, we could probably see this start to trend a little bit higher. So another one of those situations today where it is relatively 50-50. It has been like that for a long time, and it will probably continue to be like that for a while until we see something that just gives us like a real decent trigger here. What we can see here as well, if we look at the volume that was accumulated at these lows, it was decent. Okay, you tend to pivot on high volume, and this is the highest that we'd seen on this entire move down. Now, of course, we did have high volume on like Tuesday, Wednesday of last week, but there was news with that, okay, that they were news days, and you would expect that. Now, with this week being a much quieter week, this has been what you could potentially see as being a decent pivot. If we do zoom back and we look at where we had like a just like high volume areas, it was back here where we reversed at 57k. All right, where did we top? Okay, it was on high volume. Where did we bottom, at least locally, when there was news? It was on high volume, and then we've seen high volume again yesterday. The other thing that we don't have, I do watch the RSI in these instances, and I mean, you could say there's a little bit of divergence forming, but if you do go onto the daily and you look at where things are here on the 4 hour, there is the opportunity here. I think if it does push a little bit higher and then drops down, where we could see this dip into that oversold on the 4 hour RSI, and that could give us a little bit more strength potentially here. Now, if we go on to let's go onto this chart here. The other thing, if we're looking at volume at the moment, is that on some perps exchanges, this is on Woo, we have, okay, what we were doing previously was rotating within this upper range, and we had then been caught, and we started to get like an accumulation of time spent at the edge of value. And this is the edge of value of both the lower range that we were in down here and this upper range that we were in up here. And we were just accumulating time at the edge of value, and it is more likely than not that you do break through that to find the next area of balance. And the next area of balance being essentially there is your entire range points of control and this lower range points of control. So this is support. Okay, you can like it is for now support, but what you would want to see at this stage, and this kind of corresponds quite nicely, if we look at where our value area high from the whole range is and our value area low from the upper range, and also where our previous major highs were, is, let's zoom in a little bit more here, is up here at that 67. So we're not really looking bullish again properly until that zone is reclaimed and starts to hold. And even then, I think that the move may not be one that takes us to new all-time highs at this stage, but we can go and start to target some of these highs over here before maybe seeing another correction back down that takes us back into this area again and just starts to slow things down. It could take a while. Like, we could stay here for a while, we can move up, and then we can have a little range that calms down a little bit once we do get back up to that 72k area, but we'll see what happens. But yes, for now, not much of a reaction, but it is the start of what could potentially be a recovery. Now, drop things down onto the even lower time frames here, and I'm just going to add on the TPO. If this will load, there we go. We can see, in fact, this is slightly changed from what I had a little bit earlier on. I think depending on what time frame you do this on, there we go. I know a TPO is supposed to be 30 minutes, but this actually looks a little bit cleaner here when you just drop it down onto at least with the candles, onto the 15, and with this line onto the 15. So NPOC from yesterday is down here at 64,600, 64,650. If there is to be a drop this morning, or well, anytime today, then we could be looking at that previous day point of control. Now, on some exchanges, the POC is higher, and we've already filled that. We basically opened at the point of control. But on some, again, we are looking at that point of control being down here around about that 64,600, where if this is to drop lower, taking out the lows from the Asia session here overnight, and then, yeah, seeing if it can find some support. And if we are to get a move up, there's not really any imbalance up here. Okay, you can see that we did like open within value yesterday. We took out the Monday lows. We are holding above those Monday lows for now, and we are holding around about that daily open for now, just about. And yeah, it is just one of those cases where I think this needs to hold. Otherwise, you would expect this to, yeah, start to drop a little bit lower. Okay, so these are the main levels, right? So if we look at our Monday lows that were put in, which is over here, then currently acting as, well, we are there, right? We took out Monday lows. We are now holding above Monday lows. And of course, those Monday highs being up here at that 67, which is a key level for us if it can start if it can continue this move higher. Daily open is here. Now, VWAP's, just because it's a range-bound day so far, if we look at our VWAP, it's really like not doing a whole lot. You've just been in these outer VWAP bands. You traded through it. We're now down to these lower VWAP bands. And something else I've just spotted here, there was a little gap and a wickless candle here on the 15-minute. This has then been recovered here, but we're very range-bound today, and it's yeah, a case of if this is holding good, I am expecting higher. But if we do start to drop down here and close, I'd say at this stage, even like 30-minute candles, if we start closing 30-minute candles below 65, I would be looking for that move down to the previous day point of control, which if we draw that over here, and we ended over here, we can see once again that 64,600, 64,500 area would be the next target. So we hold here, everything looks good. I'm still holding my long anyway. We can be looking for that previous day open. We can be looking for the weekly open. We can be looking for the VWAP from here. We can be looking for that 67k general area. And maybe even if this does start squeezing, that's monthly open, which is at 67,400. If we don't hold here, then likely we see a drop down towards that 64,500, and then it really like starts to look a little bit sketchy at that stage. I would anticipate maybe a bounce from that, but then probably taking out the lows again and just continuing this downtrend and seeing what can happen from that. But I'd like to see this hold. I am long. I think it has a relatively decent chance to hold and to get a bit of a push higher here. As for the charts, I think that's about everything. We can just flip over and look at our order flow here, at least locally. We'll pop over onto this. This is a very low time frame chart, but we can have a look at what's going on. It is the general thing that we have been seeing on most of these. Most of the times that we get any like bounce, the bounce recently has been more spot led. Perps are selling, and we do have bullish CVD against the low that was put in yesterday. Right, so there is that CVD divergence here against yesterday's low whilst we are at support. That's not bad. All right, you can see that with spot it's more or less just followed price, and we are getting that divergence between spot CVD and perp CVD, with perps being the ones that are selling more. If we pop over onto here, we can see an increase in net shorts opening. All right, can we expand this? This is your net shorts, aggregated net shorts, and they are opening like quite a lot of positions. Now, open interest is fairly flat, and that is because, right, as we get these net shorts opening, we are getting net longs that are closing. That is creating that bearish CVD, but at this stage, we have more shorts open than there were yesterday, right? Less longs open than there were yesterday, and open interest being relatively similar. The move down yesterday didn't actually get a whole lot of liquidations, which, if you're expecting a capitulation from this whole move, that clearly hasn't happened with Bitcoin. It has on altcoins, obviously. They have been wrecked, but the move that we saw yesterday didn't really liquidate that many Bitcoin positions. It was much higher. You can see the big drop off in open interest back here on that last low. The liquidations were much higher here. So you could look at it, if you're expecting the capitulation, yes, we need to go lower. We need to liquidate more people. But if we are moving down, and the liquidity is no longer really there, and it is absorbing this price action, and people aren't getting wrecked anymore, then there's not really, it's not cost effective to keep on pushing price lower, because you need to get those liquidations. You need to, like, that's what kind of generates the movement in the market, right? And if we haven't been getting that on this low, then yes, okay, I think this could give us the signs of a recovery, but it is a slower recovery. We're not seeing on this occasion where we just spike down, reverse like we have previously. It's more of just a controlled move down into the point in which people just get fed up. That time capitulation more than anything. And then the recovery also is fairly slow, but if it can hold here and it can start to push up again, it can build that momentum, and then we can be looking at a decent move higher. Now, if we look at where things are right now, okay, this is the Binance chart. We do have some stacked imbalances. So we do have a lot of short positions that opened here at 8:15 local time. So close to the start of this London Open. If these can be flipped, all right, they can potentially be trapped. This for local is the area in which we need to reclaim, and then if it does, then I think yes, we can be expecting higher prices, and this can start to squeeze out some of these short positions that have been opening throughout the last few days here. So this giving you a really nice, from an order flow perspective, we can see that it was holding a support. You can see that it pushed down. If this can flip again, those stacked imbalances there and this little bit of a gap here, get back above that, everything looks kind of cool again. And remember, we are at that daily open 4-hour support right now. There is not anything more to say with this one. We do, of course, still have spot premium, which is decent. Okay, it's getting to pretty like extreme levels of that premium as well. Like we saw, it can stay down here for a long time. We know that. All right. But with this, you would be expecting this to start to cool off. All right. It is getting to like really quite, we don't spend much below this like 0.035 percent thing on the spot premium. We don't spend a lot of time below there. If this can start to cool off, then yeah, okay, slow recovery could be likely here. When you look at the ETFs, it's a similar kind of situation. There is a slight discount across a lot of the ETFs, and there has been outflows. So we've had 4 days in a row of outflows. 6 of the last 7 days have been outflows. This is, I mean, apart from that big drop that we had down to that 57, this is the most consistent outflows that we've seen across the market. And you would say it's not significant. It does, I repeat, lead to the fact that like we are seeing that slower, more of a time capitulation thing going on here. It's not really wrecking people and having these huge wicks down, but people are just underwater, fed up, and it's causing a lot of pain for altcoins, because what you want to see if you're trading alts is you want to see certainty within the market, you want to see stability within the market. So often when you get these quick spikes down, and then they recover, the alts are like, cool, that's a low. But the market doesn't know if it's a low yet. So it's uncertainty, and that just means people are just clicking the sell button. They want to get out because there's so much uncertainty going on here. Other than that, there's really nothing else to report on when it comes to price. So we'll pop back over onto here. We can see that we are getting a bit of a bounce. So it's a decent area, right? If this can hold, cool. Remember as well today, I should have said this right at the beginning, it is a bank holiday in the US. Weird why they have a bank holiday on a Wednesday. I do not know, but it is a bank holiday in the US. It is a US holiday today. That doesn't mean that markets are completely closed. The NASDAQ is still open for trading. It is just reduced hours, but it does mean that a lot of the stocks and ETFs and everything will not be trading today. So be aware of that. Expect lower volume through the New York session. Okay, yesterday during New York session, this is where all the volume accumulated, and it was just like up, down, up, down, up, down for the entire day. What we could see today, and what I would like to see today, is low volume. Okay, let's hold a support. Let's see a slow, floaty move up that doesn't really get people excited, but maybe just starts to give some opportunities to take profit for these longs. Otherwise, okay, you lose daily open, slow move back down to here, and then I think it's going to be tough to get out of there. And when markets maybe open again tomorrow, spike the lows again, and then see if we can try again for another recovery. So yeah, I am going to wrap it up here once again. This has ended up as a 22-minute video, but please do hit the like button, subscribe if you have not done so already, comment below any of your thoughts or feelings on the market. And yeah, any of that is greatly appreciated. Have a wonderful day. Check out tauruscrypto.com if you've not done so already. We, of course, have a fantastic trading community where, yeah, we do live streams on a daily basis. We trade not only Bitcoin and crypto, but we also trade the NQ. People are making a killing over there right now. If I had the Discord thingy open, I need to set up my Streamlabs properly again, then I would show that. But people are making an absolute killing over there, even when the crypto markets are quiet. So if you would like to join a community of professional traders, people who are always looking at the charts, if you are struggling in these kind of environments, then do go over to tauruscrypto.com. And there you can sign up to join the crew. It is less than a cup of cheap coffee every day, and I guarantee it will massively help your trading. And yeah, that's it. So have a great day. I will see you in the next video, and I'm going to continue on with the stream now. Cheers. Bye-bye. Alrighty, that's that done. Let's have a little walk again. Where are we going to walk to? And maybe we can put the music back on again. Get some vibes back. Vibes. Cool. All right, what's chat saying? Oh my god, itchy nose. Hay fever. Hay fever nose. Delirium. Yesterday over the day we had bearish spot CBD all day. Do we have anything like that again today? Kind of do, don't we? God, yeah, we did, didn't we? So we were getting those like, yeah, spot CBD. I mean, it's not so much today, because we have made higher highs than this, and we're back to roughly where we were over here. So yeah, I think CBD is fairly good. It's the perps bullish CBD today that's leading. I think this spot stuff was because this was happening. A lot of this, like, we know there's a spot bid here. We know that. It's kind of clear if you do look at. I should have shown this on this chart. If we do look at the heat maps, whoa. Oh my god, that's too much data, isn't it? Too much data. If we do look at the heat maps, I forget that, because I'm gonna have to change exchange and stuff as well. It's clear that there's a bid. It's clear that there's the bid here, and that there is significant interest in buying Bitcoin at these very levels. So maybe it was that case where spot buying, perps, shorting, hedging, and then if this starts to push higher, then okay, where people have been buying spot starts to become profitable, and then they can close out of those short positions. It would be pretty cool. We have around 60 billion short liquidations at 72 to 76k. We do indeed. I still don't think we're gonna get like that quick move up to take all of this yet, though, because that it can keep building, right? It can keep building, and what would be really nice is I'd like to see a little bit of a recovery here. I would like to see a move back up to 67, and then maybe still we come down and take these lows, and it is just that, like I keep saying, the long summer, and then it gets everyone really fed up because they'll think like a last little trap, okay, back in to test the point of control. One last trap after that takes us down, and then at that stage everyone's out, and then it can just creep up without people really realizing it, with people trying to go shorts to hedge against their losses, and then we'll have some real fuel to break later in the year. That would be cool, right? It would be nice. I think I'd quite like that as well, just a little bit of a break where it's less like, oh my god, this is like crazy, because it's been quite crazy for a while. Remember, we are trading within a range that is 30% range here, but yeah. So if it does stay slow, it remains healthy. I think if we do see a fast move up, then yeah, we can come back down, and it can get sketchy again after that. Do you not think this idea of a summer lull is a retail accepted idea? I mean, it is, but the thing is, it doesn't matter. Because if it is a summer lull, they're not going to stick around. People will only stick around if there is volatility. So even if it is accepted that there's going to be a summer lull and it's going to be quiet, like, it's not going to mean that that's a crowded trade, because people will just naturally exit the market because of that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So Trader Jones, I think it goes to all-time high to create a larger possible harmonic. So would that be... what harmonics could we be looking at here? Because we have had a 50% retrace. Let me bring up my harmonic cheat sheet. So do we get a situation where if we were about 50%, I guess maybe, what, you'd be looking at maybe a cipher here. So that would be from, that's an ABCD, a cipher, X, A, B, 50% retrace. Cipher could take us up to even, like, it doesn't even have to make new all-time highs. It could just come back up to these highs, right? And then it could still break down towards like the 886 and do something like this over time. Like, it could happen where you don't even make a new all-time high, you just break this one. That would be enough of an extension. If it does extend further, then yeah, all-time highs are well within reach for this still to correct and come back down towards these lows again. Bullish 5-0. 5-0 is that would be after a shark. Would it not? I'm really not, like, I'm not a harmonics guy, but if you're looking at that, you'd then be looking at, for a shark, you've got to do the same thing, but then you'd have to make a lower low, right? You'd have to come up here, maybe not even make that new all-time highs. Let's do it to the 1.13 or 1.14. And then you have to extend down to the... Oh no, you can still do a shark. Yeah, this could be. This could, yeah. And then you'd look for 50%. Okay, yeah. And then you just keep going on with this range forever. You just keep going and going and going and going and going. Trader Jones, I shared this move 10 days ago on YouTube. And where it is now. So we can reverse from here, but I'm edging one more leg down. Most probable swing failure pattern from yesterday's low, then up. You do YouTube stuff? I have to watch that. Subscribe to Trader Jones, guys, if you've not done so already. I'll check out your channel. Do I know your channel? I don't know. Maybe I've seen your stuff before. Or do you mean like on my YouTube? I don't know. I don't quite know. Anyway, this is we're kind of losing this daily open here, aren't we? Not great. Not great. Back into these Monday lows. NQ's still chilling at all-time highs. What's going on with Bitcoin dominance? Creeping back up. So Ethereum could be interesting. Do I do the Ethereum update? Let me, whilst we're here, let me upload this video I recorded. Reuse details. Let's just do that. Thumbnail. Let's go for that one. Uploading. Whimsy, what's all that cipher stuff? Is it EW? Well, it's harmonics. So I mean, it's a it's like a simplified Elliott wave, I guess. Fibonacci, sequence of Fibonacci levels make harmonics. So if you like fibs, you can look at harmonics. We do have, so within the crew, we do have educational content on harmonics. So we do have a series of those. We've got like a little course on how to learn harmonics, and we've got the same on Elliott wave. So if you want to learn about that stuff, then we do have those resources within the crew, as well as everything else that we speak about on these, on here. Yeah, check out the content. Alright, let me just post this on X as well. Bitcoin sharing first. Potential. Man, it's hard to type when I'm walking. Bitcoin showing first signs of recovery, 65 is today's BTC update. All right, cool. I'll post this. Publish. Publish. So yeah, if anybody's missed the Bitcoin segment, then that is now uploaded. So you can go and watch that. But stay on the stream for now. Don't watch it just yet. I think I'm going to chill. I'm going to go into sit down mode. I don't really want to walk today. I wanted it to like get a bit of energy, but if we're going to keep going here and we're going to look across the rest of the market, I'm just going to go into seated position. So let me turn off this. Let me just turn off my webcam whilst I grab my chair. We are back. Are we losing daily open? I mean, we're messing around it. Messing around it. Whilst NQ still making new highs. This could be more of a ETH thing here. I think Ethereum looks potentially more interesting. But, okay. Oh, this music's too much, man. Yeah, music's too much. You know what, that's enough. Fuck the music. Fuck off. I'm sitting down now. I want to just relax. I want to chill. Sit back, relax, and let's see what else is going on. So ETH, is it worth an Ethereum update video? No, probably not. But with Ethereum, okay, I think ETH is looking interesting here. And so it's a similar situation on Ethereum to what Bitcoin did, where ETH basically started this downtrend back here. You had this move up, and then you lost it, back tested, and then that triggered us for this big downtrend. Okay, so big move down, you're back into the imbalance, big move down, back into here. Like, so this is still lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high right now. And for where this is, right? So Bitcoin hasn't done this yet, but having flipped this, okay, and having got that bounce, we did take out the highs from this here local move. So we can see that we had this, right? And then we did come out and we did take internal highs. So it's natural that we see a pullback here from Ethereum. I believe that could be partially because we're seeing like a big correlation between the two, with what ETH and BTC are doing at the moment, and they're just flip-flopping between the two of them. And I think, to be honest, I think it's just a gradual accumulation on both assets that we're seeing going on here. But whilst there is that gradual accumulation on both assets, we are obviously seeing a situation where short positions are like the ones to be playing and the ones in control, as these institutions and all of that kind of thing, believe what you want to believe about those, are accumulating here, then hedging with those short positions in order to drive price lower and also to hedge those short spot positions is kind of what we're seeing play out. And it is just a flipping back and forth between, okay, ETH will lead a move and then it will pull back, and you kind of need Bitcoin to drag it with it. And then you get the ETH BTC pair that's just been staying like within this little range. We had that drop down into the zone that we wanted it to. We wanted to see ETH BTC come down to like that 0.052 to 0.05 area. It has been reacting from that, but once again, what do we see? We see that we had a decent bounce. ETH led the move higher. Now it's time for maybe that to chill out again a little bit here, before we see continuation. And yeah, I mean, it's been a nice move. Like the move that we see on ETH has been really decent. And when you look at essentially you look at this entire downtrend that we've played out, the point of control of that, it is now holding, and we do have a nice range within this value area that's formed. You can see value area high, rotation to value area low, rotation to value area high, rotation to value area low, rotation back into the midpoint, and now around this POC. But if we get a situation now where, let's say, the ETH BTC pair remains stable and ETH is going to be the one outperforming, then if Bitcoin, for example, goes back down to this NPOC from yesterday, or even takes out the low again at this stage, we could see a higher low put in from ETH, like around here, like just below that, like 3,500. Because you can see it was a quick move down and then a quick move up. If it could hold here for a while and then get continuation higher, then that would be pretty decent. And that could correspond with Bitcoin making another low. But again, it doesn't really need to do that. Like, it's just taken out a local high. It can still come up. We've got equal highs here, okay, and then we've got a big gap up here, and then we've got all of these highs that could be taken. And it could be a situation where we do see from this low, Ethereum moving on, maybe even to new all-time highs, which is kind of crazy, right? But it's not that far away. If this is holding, there's liquidity above, and once you get through that, there's not a lot left. Like, a move from here to new all-time high wouldn't be too difficult. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Ethereum's looking decent, and there are some alts that have looked really good on this bounce as well. Really good so far. Ooh, I've just realized as well. Hey, it might be the reason why the music seems louder. Maybe so. Maybe that. Because obviously all my settings. So I lost all my settings on Streamlabs, and I had like a normalizer thing on my mic. So yeah. Anyway. What's the chat saying now? Oh, I need to upload this on X as well. Anything else that we want to have a look at this morning? I can see it's kind of quiet in here. It is kind of quiet, the stream this morning. Hey, look, everyone's fed up at the market. It clearly has done its job. We're getting like half the viewers that we had last week when there was volatility. And I guess it's, yeah. So, oh well. I'm going to cover some of the alts that I like, right? So I'm going to cover those. And then I will look at, so James, you're asking about Matic. We will take a look at that one. So, first of all, Tau. Okay, I had been saying for the longest time that I wanted to see Tau, and I wanted to get an entry on Tau below $300. I consider that to be a gift, okay? And I like the asset in general. I think it is a leader for AI. So Tau and Render are like the two big guys when it comes to AI. And the fact that we are at what is now a 70% discount in comparison to all-time high, a 69% discount, then I like this. And we have confluence here, okay? If we look at the entire market cycle that it's had from when it started off here and started pumping, back when everything was pumping, back when we had our last easy mode. Easy mode was from October last year, probably all the way up until like March this year. And then it's been hard mode ever since, or like down mode, which for most people, including myself, is hard mode because if you have spot positions, it's like hard to see them bleeding, even though you can take shorts. That's why it's hard. It's not so much harder to trade, but hard mode. Yeah, I like where we're at. We're at that point of control. We come down and filled in everything from this last wave up and finding some support here. What we also have is anchor a VWAP. This is the earliest chart, the MEXC one. Anchor a VWAP from the day it launched. Oh, check that out. Look where that is. Nice confluence here. With that anchor VWAP, volume, VWAP, gaps, all of that kind of thing, offering it as support. So I do consider this to be a really decent opportunity, and I was buying. I did start buying a little bit. I took a long at around about 300, and then that got stopped, and then I was like, you know what, spot, let's just play it safe, let's just go for a spot position here and start to buy because it went even lower. So I thought, okay, if we're gonna go 300, let's go for a long initially, see if that plays out, perps, and then if it didn't, go for spot, play it safe, see how it goes from there. So that's where I'm at. Now there is, of course, if you are looking at this from like a, I don't know how you would necessarily do like an EW thing, whether you go as like, I guess it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess you have taken, I don't know. I don't really know how you count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in which case you could take out the 4 and come down here. But it's a long way down. So holding spot for now. If we lose like 250, 240, where that POC is, then I would reconsider that position. But yeah, Tau I like, is one I like. The other one is, that's kind of the one that oh, Lido was mentioned yesterday. So Lido USDT was showing real good strength yesterday. LDO, there we go. It showed real good strength yesterday in the face of like this whole dump. And someone was asking about this on the stream yesterday. And there's not too much to say. It is just in a nice range and it's a decent token fundamentally. I haven't been buying this, but because someone mentioned it and because it had a decent reaction from these lows, I think this is one that you could really be looking at for something. Maybe, you know what Link had done previously, where it's very similar to Link. It's just a range, and then it can outperform even if the rest of the market isn't necessarily performing that well. The issue with that is that, right, it is ETH based. It's like ETH staking. I have some Lido staked ETH, but yeah, I don't know. Fundamentally, if you like it, if you think ETH's going to perform well, this could be one that also does really well with it. Yeah, I'm going to look at Doge again because Doge has been like just killing me. It's there or thereabouts, like it is at support. It has gone through a long accumulation. It is holding support here. I really don't want to see it drop down below that like 10 cents again. I think I start to get real worried again at that stage if it does. But okay, it has been holding. Right, if we look at the moving averages, we are coming into that, like, is that the 50-week moving average? Maybe even the 100-week. That's the 100-week moving average. And we're at the 50-week moving average. And if we look at the daily moving averages, okay, they are like down. But I believe the other day we were like holding around the 200, and to be just dropping below there briefly isn't so bad. So yeah, I was holding that 200, and now we're going on to these weekly higher time frame moving averages. And you would say that because we've been in accumulation for such a long time, it's okay here. It's just yeah, I wasn't really I wasn't wanting it to drop this low, so I'm a little underwater on Doge, but I'm okay for now. I still like it. I still like the good old doggy coin, so we'll see how that goes. Let's look at Matic, and getting loads of emails. Cool. Matic. I don't know about this, you know. It's holding on here. Like I don't like that. It's similar to Doge, right? Like you've dropped below where you would want to be holding as some support. Now, if this can change, I think like a lot of the market, like this, that drop that you had yesterday on Matic, not great. Like we've seen the likes of Ethereum that's already come up and taken out some highs. I think I'd want to see some more strength from this. That's not looking great to me. It's not showing me enough that like if this was going to reverse, I think this would have been the point. Okay, so back like last Friday when we had that move on Friday, and then you would have wanted to see this hold and get that move higher. So I would have been okay with that. Like bidding after Friday would have been good, but that's clearly now been invalidated. And unless it starts to get back above there and then hold 60 cents, I just don't see this as being one that I would particularly want to be getting into. I think still quite a heavy downtrend here. Probably too late to short, but to be honest, it would look like a better short for me still right now, just because it is like a bad, that does not look good, right? It does not look good. So until you start to change that, then it still stays not looking good, right? And I would be targeting lows down here, like below 50 cents, essentially. So, yeah. So yeah, give this one some more time. AVAX, USDT, same situation, right? Has taken out the lows. Okay, so similar to what Bitcoin's done. It has taken the lows, but what you would want to see is some sign of strength. All right, so very, very simple. Okay, we'd drawn this as support. It had been holding. It was looking okay. Now you're down there, and whilst it's down there, it can just keep on going down and down and down and down and down and down and down. But, all right, if the market recovers, you'll see this pop, and then it will give you an opportunity, and then you know that that's an invalidation, right? And then you can be looking for higher prices. So, yeah, AVAX, another one that just because of the damage that was done yesterday, it's too soon. Now, there's been a ton of stuff that's like this. Like this kind of reminds me of some stuff that Bitcoin's done in the past where it takes out a low and just hangs out down here for a while, doesn't go any lower, and then you get that reaction, and then you can start to you're like, okay, cool, look, that's the low that was taken, you reclaim it, all right, and then you're starting to get back above what would be considered as right now resistance. So if it can flip this OB, okay, turn it back into some support around about that $30, then that starts to give opportunities. Right now, there's just not opportunities for longs, but there's also not, like, you're too low to be shorting this. It's ridiculous to even think about shorting it. So, yeah, big middle finger pattern on AVAX it is. So if you're going to be like, hey guys, F you, then you come all the way down here. Yeah. Yeah, AVAX. You got it. You just got to wait. You just got to be patient on this. Flip, reclaim, fine. Go for it. At that stage, you go for it. But now, you don't. It's a different situation where you have had like a decent recovery from what is clear support that I'm seeing here. And then like look how much more like Tower's done to what AVAX has done, right? Okay, AVAX is still like shit. It's done nothing. It's not even threatening some highs, but Tau has, yeah. VC scam coin. This is the thing, and I've been saying this for a while. Like, just because stuff has pumped previously and it was loved in previous cycles, there's no guarantee it's ever going to come back again. We've probably seen the top for a lot of stuff. AVAX could be included in that. That October to March bull run that we had, that could be it. That could be the last time something like this makes a high, and then it bleeds out, and then it goes towards. I'm confident that the market as a whole makes new highs. Okay, I'm confident that Bitcoin makes new highs. I'm confident that Ethereum makes new highs. I am not confident that stuff that was like competing blockchains that haven't done anything. Okay, AVAX has been around for years. It's still a bit of a shitter. There's not really anything that's sustained on it. It's not that great. I'm not confident that that can then have another run higher. And the same would go for stuff like DOT, for example. Polkadot hasn't really done anything. It had its run. There's not really that much going on within the ecosystem that's generating hype and stuff right now. It's like Solana and stuff, like all of that. I think it's time for new assets. Cardano, for example, like everyone knows Cardano is probably not coming back, but again, I wouldn't expect this to do anything. Like look how similar the run that we've had here is to this. It's just much smaller, right? And you tend to see this kind of stuff. You saw it with a bunch of stuff that's just as it dies. Okay, the founders, the devs have made their money on this. They go on, they start something else, they start their foundation, and then the token doesn't need to pump anymore. The only purpose of a token is to make money for the people that made the token, essentially. And if you can make money along the way with it, then great. But once they've made their money and they've had a market cycle, they don't need to do it again. No one needs to do it again. And it's becoming increasingly clear, the more that you're in crypto, the more you realize nothing runs twice. Apart from very, very few exceptions. It runs once, and then it dies. So you have one opportunity. Maybe 1% of altcoins will have a second cycle. And maybe from those ones that have a second cycle, 1% of those will have a third. Bitcoin's the only thing that's given us more than that. Even Ethereum, okay, it's had its 2 cycles. It may not have its third. I think it probably will, but it's no guarantee. All right, that could be it. It could just be a death from here. Like we know Vitalik's nowhere near as involved as he was in previous cycles. Okay, we know Ethereum has its foundation. They've made the money. They go non-profit. The token doesn't need to go higher anymore. Okay? It did everything it needed to do. So, yeah. Vitalik's got a lot of other things to worry about besides ETH right now. I don't even know. Like, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not like, the thing is, I'm still bullish. I'm still very bullish, but I say this all the time, right? And this is why you have to, if you want to make money from crypto, you have to be in it like you really have to be in it. And if you go away when times are quiet like this, you will never win. And this is the most important time to stay with the market and to understand what is going on. Because, all right, there's no guarantee, even the tokens that did well, and this would be bad for me, but I can show, let's go tier. All right, I made a shitload of money on tier. But it's had a cycle, right? It's had a cycle at this stage. I did very well. I took my profit on the way up. I maybe didn't take as much profit as I wish I had. And that's probably the thing that a lot of people are thinking. But it's had a cycle. There's no guarantee that it does another one. I think it probably does because I think it's still new enough and it's still within this bull run. I still think stuff like this has an opportunity to be the DOT or the Solana of previous cycles. Okay, you go back to like Polkadot of last cycle. Okay, it had a move and then it cooled off for a while, but it was nowhere near the extent of the correction we're seeing now. What we are seeing now was like death. What did AVAX do last cycle? Did it do a pump and then die? It did. It did this kind of thing, right? And then it did another one. Tier is the Luna of this cycle. I don't know. But anyway, hey, look, Bitcoin's moving up. It's holding Monday lows. It's holding daily open. Let's see what it can do. I had actually hedged short. And I had hedged short earlier. This was just overnight. So because I had a long position open, I didn't want to take profit on it. I hedged short. Do I just close that? And I can re-hedge it again later. Take the money, run. Because I do think that this is going to hold as support. If we then lose it, I can just hedge again. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just close that out. Bing. All right. Because this is decent. I don't want to get into it. Like, if I can make money from the short position, then great. I should have done that earlier when it was down here, but whatever. If we come back down here again, I'll reopen it and hold it for lower or something. I don't know. These short positions are only meant to be like overnight. Like if for example, like when I went to bed, okay, open a short, and if I have to close it, it's only like part of the long, and then I just close the short at a loss and allow the long to run. But the fact that I'm getting an opportunity to get out of that short with profit is good. It's good. Ton, please. Yeah, ton, I'm short. Ton and not, I am still holding shorts. I think ton's done. I think that's probably topped. I think not is topped. Hey, oops. Andy, I hope you're not. This is basically my plan for ton. Dump it down here somewhere, right? $2, $3. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I missed the whole run up and I was salty, so I was like, fuck it, it's up and everything else is down, so I'm shorting it and I got away with it, and now I'm like, ha, I'm short. But yeah, POC, this range, we'll see. I'm gonna keep that there because is there. We're obviously lower than that now. You have a spot bag from around $4. Have you taken profit on your spot bag from $4? If you've taken profit on your spot bag from $4, then fine. You may as well, like, have you taken out at least your like initials? So if you bought like 1K, this is what I would say, if you bought like 1K of ton at $4, I guess at this stage you probably should have taken about 50% profit on that. Good. You can't lose. You may as well just hold it now. It's a moon bag. That's kind of what I did with tier, right? So it's what I did with tier and what I did with Zeph. And what I do with Rio and Arkham and those kind of things. I like to essentially, the way that I take profit, and this is something that's here, is basically when you're like, okay, you've accumulated an alt here, like let's say $1, right? And if it goes up to $2, then I'll probably take a 50% profit. Then if it goes to $4, I'll take another 50% profit. If it goes to $8, I'll take another 50% profit. And what I end up with is almost my initial investment. So if I put in like 1K there, all these are arrows. if I put in like 1K or whatever it is, $1 million, then essentially my position almost like stays the same size. So if I've taken 50% profit, it's still, I've taken out my initial and it's a 1K, I have 1K remaining. And then if it doubles again in price, I take out, essentially that's another trade. And then I still have a 1K position. And if it goes up again in price, then it has a 1K position. So all I can ever lose is you just go up in multiples. And every time it does a multiple, you take your profits on that multiple, you keep your position size roughly the same, and then it stops you getting really greedy. And then what you're left with is like, okay, a situation where like CAS, for example, it did a 100x. And if I'd held for the entire thing, I would have been like a millionaire. But I was left with a situation, I think I put like 5K in CAS, and it would have made me, you get the idea. I don't want to think about it. But even when it came up to the top, I had like 5K of CAS tokens remaining. And yeah, you could be like, oh yeah, it's so bullish, it's so great. But you're just like, okay, cool. All right, I still have the same position size that I started with. I've just been consistently paying myself every time it moves up. It doesn't have to be like an exact science, but I think that's a really nice way to do it that stops you FOMOing in. And also means you can get out completely if things start to turn around. And you know you've made your money at that stage. And yeah, it may feel shit, like if this goes to 0, oh no, I had 5K in it at the top, but remember I'd made 5K and another 5K and another 5K and another 5K, and I'd done that multiple times on the move up. And then you may lose the last one, but then at least you've doubled and doubled and doubled and doubled all the way up, which is very nice to do. Very nice to do. I want to show not as well, because that's another one that I had been short on. I'm no longer holding this one. But yeah, not I was short on. Solana, USDT.P, short. Alright. Short. Take it to $100. Was Pyth one that was short? No, Radium was short. No longer holding these, unfortunately. Not this one, anyway. Radium. Pepe! Short Pepe. This is the thing, like, I'm so happy to short stuff when everyone's bullish on it. Like, everyone thought I was fucking mental to be shorting Pepe up here. Like, I remember in the chat, they were like, Luke, you're just providing more liquidity for the pump. I'm like, nah, fuck you guys. I'm short. Yeah. Memes have topped, it's over them. And yeah. Hey, look where it ends up. Look where it ends up. And I consider a long here on Pepe. Pepe's reached the short target. It's gone exactly where I said it would have done. It's gone where I said it was going to go, and no one believed me. I was saying it was going to go there when it was up here, and nobody believed me. And now it's down here, and now I'm saying I told you so. Oh dear. All right. INJ USDT.P Injective. I've of course made some bad trades along the way with all of these. I've tried some longs and they haven't really worked out. Injective. What is the objective of Injective? A little bit no man's land. Again, similar with other stuff, right? Kind of caught. That is a shitty channel. It doesn't need to be there. You'd expect these lows to go, I think. Yes, you've taken internal lows, but look at this. Boom. All right, it's not red enough. That needs to be real red because it's very clear. All right, you make a low, you form a range. You cannot, like, you can drag this back. It was support, it was support, it was support, it was support. You have an OB over here that then forms a gap. You impulse through it. You never get acceptance back above. Like, if I was paying attention to this, and if maybe it didn't happen when it happened, when maybe I was looking a lot of what was going on with FOMC around those days, that triggered a real nice short position, and you would be looking for those lows to go at this stage. So yeah, see how it goes. Now you could get away with it because we've seen previously, okay, it puts in a low, it doesn't take them again, and it makes another high. All right, so you've got an internal low that's here, but now what you got to do is you got to wait for that to be, it's got to be back above that to give an opportunity. So you can't short it anymore. That's that time, that is gone. That opportunity has passed, but you can't long it yet. You can't log it yet. Now, are we looking at this as being a good opportunity for a bounce? Yes. Absolutely brilliant opportunity for a bounce. But it can still run below this view up first. So if you're looking at where this is, okay, it has retraced this entire move up. It's similar to Tau. Okay, the difference with Tau is it's taken out the lows. This hasn't. You're at the VWAP from its launch. Now, I don't know if that's the earliest chart. That's just on perps. If we go to a KuCoin chart, that would have been around a lot longer. But okay, you say where the move started. Oops. Go from all time. Nah. Okay, it looked decent on that one chart because you had that VWAP support. But is that really? I mean, it's been nice. Look at how it's touched on it. It's nice. So yeah, maybe. But what I would look for now is similar to other stuff. You've got to fucking hell. It's just dead, isn't it? Look at the state of altcoins recently. Jeez. I mean, actually, locally, you'd say you probably could short this. You know, you probably could short this because what has it done? You bounced. You've come back above those highs. You've lost this. This is very, very local. You could go short, stop above these highs, take it down to take those lows. Now, if the rest of the market recovers and Bitcoin is still bouncing okay here, then you're probably not going to find that this works. But where are you right now? You are back testing what had been support previously as resistance, and you still have a low down here that could yet be taken. So I'd say there is no value in longing this where it is unless it comes down here. The probability of a short position winning maybe isn't that high, because if Bitcoin bounces, it probably will drag this up towards like 24, in which case you could then start to look for long positions because the whole market looks like it's recovering a little bit. But if BTC remains range bound and you've got a decent risk to reward on this, that's like a 10R. You only need to hit it once. Is there a 10% chance that Bitcoin remains range bound or goes down? Probably. So yeah, you could short this, aim for those lows. If it doesn't happen, you're not risking much. I might take that. I might take that as a trade. INJ, USDT. INJ, Injective, perhaps. Whoa. I'm shorting it. Wait for a sweep above the high and close back below, then short to zero. It's already swept the highs. It's already done it. It's done it already. It swept the highs. And it's closed below. It's already happened, yeah? It's done it. So you can short this now. You've changed market structure here. Just. I'm comfortable with this. I'm comfortable with it. It's a decent enough, like I'm not risking very much here. I have my longs on Bitcoin, I have my longs on Ethereum. If this can act as a hedge, right, a decent hedge position, like let's go for it. Let's do it. All right. I'll share my thing. I'm going to show you how much. But I am short. INJ. All right. Literally just opened it. Boom. If I get stopped, I get stopped. I've got a hard stop loss above this high. If it gets taken, if this stop gets taken, it means that Bitcoin and Ethereum are also moving up. Yeah? Because it's not going to take the high otherwise. It's underperformed. It's underperformed the bounce from ETH. All right? Like it's clearly underperformed that. And it's more or less underperformed Bitcoin, okay? Bitcoin's at least, yeah. Bitcoin's having its move down anyway. So if Bitcoin does come down into the POC, I absolutely think that INJ could be a decent short here. So we'll see. If I get stopped, I get stopped. I do not care, because it means that the rest of the market's moving up, and it means I'll be making more money from that anyway. There's a trade. Pyth. USDT. All this has got going for it is this. Gap. OB. Green. White. Value area low. Again, not very strong. I mean, very weak, but it's in a zone. It's in a zone. But you just like, guys, if you like, okay, again, you can't short this. It's. I mean, you probably could again. Everything still looks very much shortable. Oh god, everything still looks like it could go lower. Sorry. But for now, like, there's pants. It's poop. It's poop. Wait. Yeah, at some stage, if it bounces here, like, fuck your entry at 30 cents. Enter at 45, and then at least you know it's done something, and then you know that the market's probably formed a bottom, and you can go for a trade. But like, yeah, fuck your knife catch on this. Like, that's poo. That's poo. Literal poo. And even if it does this, like, it bounce and it still fails. Poo. What's beer? Beer coin. Short beer coin. I mean, long beer coin because it's taken out all-time lows. I don't know if that is all-time lows. What is it? Beer coin. Brett. I hate this market right now. Like, I don't understand that there's so much shit out there that needs to go to zero. Brett. The fuck? Like, beer coin. Brett. What the fuck? What is this? I never heard of them. Brett's that stupid. Oh, Brett's the blue Pepe thing, isn't it? Oh, fuck that. No, it's zero. Just die. Nah, get lost. Brett can die. Seriously. I mean, yeah. I hate it. I just, oh man. I hate the state of this market. I hate what Solana and memes have done to this market. It's just, we deserve so much lower. Beer, Brett. What's the fucking, there's that Donald Trump coin as well now. And it's still going on. And like, until that shit goes to zero. Yeah, I'd rather invest in my local crackheads. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I would, yeah, if you're going to invest in a coin, like, okay, you can trade this shit, but like, get out of it and like, short buyers forever. Like, it's just send this shit to zero. If you want something to buy and hold, memes, really. Like, okay, I know I love Doge, and I maybe shouldn't, but come on, Brett. Fucking Brett. Like, what does it do? What's its market cap? Brett. $1.5 billion market cap. Number 66 out of all the millions of tokens that exist. Number 66. Oh my God. die. Oh. What would you recommend to buy and hold? Because I don't want to be holding USDT so much anymore. We can't go up if Brett is active. I mean, look, the thing is, I guess it's the base meme, isn't it? And I think base has been a disaster. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It might go to $10 billion valuation, but even then, like, oh my God, just no. Look, even Bitcoin's disappointed in Brett. Like it was pumping for a moment, and then we looked at Brett, and it's like, what is this? No, the market deserves so much lower if that's what we're looking at. So look, now I've stopped looking at Brett. It's like, thanks. Now I can move up again a little bit. Like, stop looking at memes, guys. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep on dumping. The more you look at memes, the more the market's going to dump. All right? It's just the way that it's going to go. Once memes go to zero, we're fine. We'll be cool again. We'll be like back to 100K within no time. Stop buying memes. Just stop. Stop doing it. Like, you're the problem if you're buying memes. But even the old school use case coins with fake promises are all memes anyways. They are. But like, you look at some stuff is actually trying to innovate. And I think that's what you need to look at. Like the stuff that is really trying to innovate. Yes, okay, they might not have a second cycle because once they've made their money, they can then develop whatever they want to develop and they can just carry on from there, right? But like, you look at stuff that does have a use case, and I'm going to use render as an example for that. Yes, okay, it's pumped like crazy, but all right, it does have a use case, and I think it's quite possibly topped, but it's there. And how, I mean, it does have a use case. Stuff that things that are building, like things that are interesting. In a way, like, stop giving me meme coins. You know, I'm not entirely serious about this. Like, okay, you can make money from anything. A trade's a trade. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care that much. Like, I don't really mean that we deserve so much lower until all memes go to zero, because I do like Dogecoin. There are some that I like. I just like, you know, yeah. I just, yeah. Fuck memes. Fuck them. What stuff has a use case that looks half decent? Like Casper, it's still like, it is innovating. Even to an extent, like you look at like W, Wormhole, all of that's been cool. Like, I know the chart doesn't reflect that at the moment, but the actual, like, the innovation for what it's doing to the ecosystem is kind of cool. Runes, I think, are kind of cool, although it's a meme, isn't it? But dog, yeah, I know it's a meme, and I know I brought it, so I'm contradicting myself again. There's full of contradictions. You like what you like, you don't like what you don't like. You just don't like Brett because you're not in it. Yeah, I know. I missed it. I'm not in any base meme coins, so I hate them all. Yeah, it's fine. Bobo the fucking bear. Yeah, yeah. So I I did have that short on Bobo. That was a long time ago, and yeah, I got out of that. But yeah, you get the idea. Surely Bobo's top now. Ufuck says, the problem is with this cycle, innovation has not been the narrative that has pumped the coins. So you just need to get over innovation and start and get on the train is pumping, which is memes. Go with it there. No, memes. Oh, seriously. It is done. And that's not just from a, like, the perspective of, what am I saying? Like, that's not just because I don't like them. You look at the on-chain activity within Solana, you look at the number of coins that are being released every day, the bubble has popped, okay? And that will, in the next phase of the cycle, I'm very confident in this, memes as overperformers for this particular cycle that we're in, that bubble has popped. That doesn't mean that the ripples of that aren't still there and there isn't any opportunity in it anymore. But I've been bearish Solana since March. I've been short Solana since the beginning of May. If you look at the on-chain activity, I had this up yesterday. So Solana on-chain activity, I'm going to show you this. And it is, the bubble has burst for memes. All right. So I mentioned this yesterday. I'll mention it again today. When you look at on-chain, okay, total fees in Solana since March, way down. Okay. Solana value moved on-chain monthly. Trillions, okay, trillions of Sol exited in February, March. So all of the whales that were involved, okay, everything had exited. All right, all the money that was there that gave it its whole move up, that's out. It's not coming back, right? The value moved on chain, trillions, 5 trillion in April, 9 trillion in February, 9 trillion in March, 8 trillion in April and May. Okay, and now nothing. All right, we are left with the remnants of a shitcoin that's had its day and is not coming back until maybe towards the end of the cycle. But I'm very confident. Like, transaction fees down. Okay, they've topped and they're going down. The reason we're getting all the celebrity stuff and all of that going on now within Solana is that they know it's over, all right? And that you're left with the ripples that will last for a while, okay? I spoke about this on yesterday's stream. They will last for a while, maybe like 6 months or so, okay? But you go back to the top that was here, there were altcoins making new all-time highs throughout a lot of this, and then everything just collapsed afterwards. All right? And I think with Solana, we're seeing a similar kind of situation playing out, where the ripples will remain, and there'll still be opportunity there, but it's not going to outperform again. I just don't see it ever happening again. So that's my own opinion on it. I'm very bearish Solana for the future as an outperformer, and I think that we'll see other stuff that comes to the fore. Okay, so that may be base if it sorts out. It may be blast. It may be mode. It may be. It could be anything. It could be BRC20 tokens. Yeah. I got ETH meme coins and 2 base ones and 1 ton one. Yeah, it could be ton. I mean, ton. I don't know much about ton. I don't know. You're very bearish on Solana. Can we admit you have some bias because of ETH? No, because I'm not bullish on ETH either. I'm not bullish on ETH yet either. Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what the narrative's going to be, and I don't care. I trade. I trade, and if I see an opportunity for a trade, I take a trade. I don't really care about, I don't know. Floki's another one. I'm not bullish, I'm bearish Floki. Because the thing with Floki, all right, it was a meme coin, and then I repeated this yesterday as well. So Floki was a meme coin, and then the guy that created Floki went on to create Token. Yeah? And so Floki had its day, right, in 2021. Well, it was before that. Go back over here. Where is it? There was stuff before this. Yeah, there we go. Floki had its day. All right. It's had its second one. And that's probably it. That's done now. It's probably that's probably never, ever, ever, ever going to return to these prices again. Because what the guy did is he used this money that was made here and here to make this one. And then what did this do, right? Token. It had its thing. And it's done. Yeah? And now the guy again is a scammer. Like, he's not a scammer. He's trying to build stuff, right? He's trying, maybe. But he's made billions, hundreds of millions, billions, whatever it is, billions of dollars off of people buying his shitcoins. And he just, oh, cool, I'll make another token. And then because this is done, he's probably going to make another token again. Yeah? What's the guy's name? Floki. He's some like weird looking dude. And he's like in bed with all of the shills. Like all the shills are like in bed with him, sucking his pee-pee, being like, "Give me 3 tokens." Team. It doesn't. They don't even have his name on there anymore. TokenFi. I can't find the guy, but he'll make a new token. I'm sure of it. He'll make another one, and he'll do something else that pumps again and then dies. It's just pump and dump. Floki was a pump and dump. Token was a pump and dump. Just a bit more of a like slightly more legit one because it kind of lasted a little bit longer. Oh my god, I'm such a bear. Luke loves XRP. No. No. I don't know what I'm bullish on. Went long on Whiff and Mew. See, I wish I could like Mew because I wish I could. Mew. If I'm going to go like, okay, so narrative for the next cycle, there is, so personally invested in Aether, okay? But again, I think it's got problems. I think it's launched at too high of a valuation. I did buy a node for it, so I don't have tokens on this. I bought a node. So I'm getting like 100 tokens a day for having a node. Which isn't making me very much at all, right? 100 tokens and 7 cents per token. Do the math. I'm not making very much from this at all. And I think it's probably going to go lower before it goes higher. But Aether, ATH USDT, I think as something for the next phase of the cycle, I like it. I like runes. I like BRC20. There's another one that I've invested in called Orbital 7. Which is BRC20. It's to create tokens on Bitcoin. I'm maybe rightly or wrongly kind of bullish on stacks. Yeah. Although I'm underwater on it. I'm bullish on stacks long term because I think what it's doing within the ecosystem is cool. So there's that. So if you want things I'm bullish on, yeah, Aether, which is AI computing and gaming. but not like a game, because I don't really like the games had their opportunities, but then they dump afterwards, and they always do, because the games are always pretty shit. Um, GMRX token, I like it for the future, right? But okay, it's just been a complete shitter, because this launched, and this is the state of the market we're in right now. The market is fucked. Literally. This thing launched at like a $20 billion fully diluted valuation, and then retail's left to eat the losses. And then it's finally coming back to the price in which I bought it. And I might end up being at a loss overall on this, just because the market is so fucked and because VC is so greedy. And I was, yeah. But I think it has an opportunity to do well. Yeah, there's not a lot. There's not a lot out there that's filling me with confidence right now. I like Arkham. I think Arkham's a fantastic project, fantastic product, but it had its time, and that may have gone now. It might not do that again, because once again, it is a great product and I use it every day, but they made the money for development, and now why do they need a token? Because it works well, and they don't really, like, they can keep developing it, but they've got millions of dollars now from the token that they can continue to develop the product. So I like it. I like Arkham, but why would the token need to go up higher? Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what else. Trying to think. As a trader, there's loads of opportunity, but as projects, I'm not seeing anything. Like, I'm not seeing very much that I think is interesting right now, or at least is interesting enough and at a good enough valuation to be interested enough to buy it. Like, what happened with Starknet? What's Starknet? Is it this one? That launched at what, like a $20 billion fully diluted valuation or something? So obviously lower before it goes higher. What do you think of Aero project on base? I've not heard of it. I'll have a look at it. Aero. Is that aerodrome? Is that base? Oh, I didn't know that was base. I did read up on this. The central trading and liquidity marketplace on base. What's this? Okay. What's the ticker? Aero. Why is this gone? Bright. Sorry. Aero USDT. I've seen this around. This isn't so bad, you know. All right, I know. So it launched, if you look at the chart, right, it's gone through a 70% correction. Yeah, which I think is what's going to happen and what's going to continue to happen until we see stuff that launches at fair valuation, and until we see less greed from the VCs, which it's settling. Okay, but the fact that this is at a $380 million valuation, the circulating supply isn't bad. Okay, a lot of stuff that's being launched right now only has like 10% of circulating supply, which means it has to 10x in market cap just to stay at the same price per token, which is stupid, right? fully diluted valuation of under $1 billion. I think under $1 billion stuff if stuff launches at under $1 billion, then that's kind of okay. This clearly didn't because it's down 70%. But stuff that launches are at like under $1 billion, I think I'd be interested in stuff like that, because I think you will find that tokens, if we go through another run, will end up to like $10-20 billion valuation. But expecting anything more than that, unless it's going to become like a top 10, I think that's going to be difficult. So this is the problem. It's a huge problem within the whole industry. It's so hyperinflated, and everything is like, right? It's like the government suddenly saying, oh, okay, we have 1,000 people that need a house. So we're going to build 100,000 houses for those 1,000 people, and we're going to make it 10 times more expensive than the average house. So like if your average house costs, average house costs £100,000, they'll sell it to these 1,000 people for £1 million, $1 million. And that's what we're getting right now. It's like there's too much shit being made, and it's too expensive for anyone to see a return. And it's just the fact of the market. And it's been that way since March, April. And I've been kind of saying that's an issue on Solana, and it's kind of, yeah, there is a cancer within crypto, and it needs to be whittled out. And that can happen in two ways, right? Either Bitcoin like goes for it, like properly goes for it, and just the attention just goes away from everything else. Because this can be a bullish thing as well. Because if Bitcoin really runs, all right, and maybe Ethereum runs with it, and some of these leaders, some of these projects that have been leading the market for a while, and we find that leaders emerge, like Solana did when it started. I've been speaking about this before. Man, I waffle, don't I? But I do have quite strong opinions on it. Like Solana did when it launched, and it had been hammered in the FTX stuff. And when Bonk launched, it was really wholesome and it was nice. Like, I liked Solana. I was kind of like, this is kind of cool. This is really good for the ecosystem. And it was a leader that emerged and it ran. But then it bubbles up, and then that bubble pops, and we're left with just fucking virus everywhere across the entire market that it leaves behind. Okay, it became too big too quick. And yeah, we're seeing that kind of issue. But if we see another leader that emerges, yeah, then maybe that leader's Bitcoin, maybe it's Ethereum, the attention will go into that, and people will forget about the other stuff, and then the other stuff will die. So that's all we need to happen. It does not need to be the whole market goes and collapses. Not at all. It just needs to be a movement of that attention to something else. And whilst everything's dumping, nothing else is capturing that attention. So it's bringing everything down, making people fed up, and then something will step up, run, capture the attention that's left, and the attention that's left won't go back into the stuff that has been dying out, essentially. So yeah, I'm not bearish crypto at all. We're just tipping this. We need to tip the scales, and it needs to tip into another direction. Yeah, once we get bullish sentiment back, like bullish sentiment will be fine. If we start pumping from here, yeah, the attention will go. Everyone's fed up, all right? Everyone's like Ansem. Everyone's calling him a scammer. Everyone's fed up of meme coins. Even if you're still trading them, I think most people are still fed up of them. Yeah. And if the attention goes back into Bitcoin, they'll be like, oh, this is so refreshing. Like, and the attention just won't go back to the memes. But anyway, on that note, I am going to say goodbye. I am going to stop streaming. This has been a rather long stream. Yeah, let me know your thoughts and stuff in the comments and stuff after I finish the stream. If you want to, hit me up on X, Twitter. If you're interested in joining the crew, remember we do we're trading every day, so we're still going to be trading all this stuff, no matter how bad it gets, guys. We'll still be here. We'll still be trading it. We're not going anywhere. But yeah, hopefully that gave you some food for thought. I don't mean to be bearish, and I'm not bearish. I'm just trying to be balanced. All right. And sometimes the balance, I just need to rant about something with that balance. We're still Taurus. We're still bullish. Anyway, have a great day, everybody. I'll see you again tomorrow, where hopefully we're bullish again and the market's been pumping, and then I can be more positive. But anyway, see you soon.